Hi, Anti-Society! Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are getting into some more Tower of God, and we have some things set up, okay? We have Run, who has picked a fight with the Guardian at the entrance because never tell a coon he can't do something. We're gonna maybe see how that ends up panning out for him. I don't know, honestly. I want to have faith in him, but at the same time, I feel like there's a reason that this particular person is guarding the entrance to this tournament. It's to keep everyone else back. We have Bomb, who's probably going to be attacked because he has a ticket to get into the rooms. Oh no, we already had that. So he's already dealt with that, but also probably is going to happen again. We have these rooms with these tickets, so you have to have a ticket to get into the room. So I feel like that's still going to be a mechanic of how do you rest and wait for the tournament to start when people are definitely going to be trying to get that ticket from you. But at the very least, Rock is back and he's in full force. No chibi here. Maybe we will get a little bit of chibi, but for the moment, he's in warrior mode. We have this idol, mysterious idol, walking around. I still feel like it's someone that we know. I just don't know who it is yet because we did have a little clip of Rachel and Co arriving off of one of the trains. So my initial theory that it was Rachel is probably just proven, though we didn't really get to see Rachel's face. I don't know if I trust it, but we will have to wait and see how any of that pans out. At the moment, there is just some tension in general before this tournament starts. So let's just get into the chapters. I'm not emotionally ready. See, okay, that's all we've seen. And that could be anyone. You know, I'm assuming it's Rachel, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I don't trust this person licking their lips and talking about being hungry. Did we eat people on the train? Is that what we did? That's very gluttony of you for any of my Fullmetal Alchemist fans out there. Give me those vibes. He is pretty boring, except when he's being awful to people that he should be nice to and putting them into comas because he's stealing powers. The grandpa? Who's the grandpa? Is that girl the idol? I'm assuming. Sorry. I'm not emotionally ready for Rachel to be in the same place as Bomb again because last time that happened, someone got pushed off of a ledge. And no, I will not forget it. I am petty and I can hold a grudge. Like Kun would want me to. Nah. He's fine. He just took it full force because he has something to prove. Couldn't just dodge it. What would that mean? I think how literally the speech bubble was like, why would he not dodge it? Cause he's a coon. Okay, when have they ever not risen up to a challenge? Ooh, you are a scary person, aren't you? I like the silhouette of the character design though. It doesn't fully turned around, so I wonder why. I wonder if it's just like an intimidation thing of I'm not gonna even bother to face you because you're not worth it, or if there's some reason that the person is like more interested in facing the gate into the tournament. Is there something more important to be keeping in as opposed to keeping people out? I don't know. I just put out my speculations as we go because sometimes I don't say it and then something happens and I'm like, I thought that, but I didn't say it out loud because I didn't want to sound stupid. Like the weird shadow electric spear thing. I just like the, wow, you have grown. You've gone through a lot of stuff. Like I was saying before, he has to realize that he's not the strongest person in the room anymore. And he's used to that. He's used to things being easy because no one can measure up. And now after the workshop battles, he's encountered a bunch of people who definitely can throw him around without much effort. And he's like, I have to up my game. I don't think so. I like the confidence. I like that we're going for it. I don't think it's gonna work out the way that you want it to, but it's a great show of force. I don't think so. I think he's fine. Maybe even turned around. Oh, no. Didn't even get the Guardian to turn around. But you know what? A for effort. Oh, we're doing 2 attacks now? Dang. Yeah, I don't know if you even hit him. I do like the strategic thinking, though. I do like that when push comes to shove, even though Ron does have this streak of impulsivity, because again, he's used to being the strongest person in the room, so he doesn't need strategy. It's like Bomb was at the beginning of season 2, where like he didn't need to have a strategy going through the fights because he hadn't faced any kind of challenges in a while. Having Ran be this impulsive, very just hit it as hard as I can mentality on the surface, but then the moment that something happens that intrigues him, even if it's not necessarily a challenge, even if it's just something that doesn't fit into what he expected, you can see the strategy kicking in. You can see the wheels turning in his brain. Even in this, where there's still this, I don't know, bravado or him thinking that he can just strong arm his way through the situation, he's still trying to figure out the puzzles. And I think that's very coon-minded of him. Oh, do we have someone arriving on the elevator? Is it Rachel? I don't want to deal with it. Also, Cassino would be there, which is going to send Beta into a tizzy. Oh, we're gearing up for something. I'm so tense. Oh, it's going to be, isn't it? We have a cloaked figure, which is the brown cloaks. Very much makes me think of, oh, it's the person from the train who killed all those people and the tattoos. Ron is not going to like this. He's going to be so mad that someone has interrupted the fight. Yeah, I would also like to know who this person is, but also they scare me. All these people just munching, and I'm like, y'all freak me out. I don't know why, because I feel like there's just something casual and unguarded about sitting around and eating, that it just has this, I don't know, unhinged confidence feeling to it. Do you know what I mean? I hope it makes sense. You have to be pretty confident that you're safe to have a snack in the middle of a fight. We're gonna see who it is. The hood's back. Silhouette scares me. Chibi Rock! Yay! I do love when he's in full warrior form, but my chibi boy. I love that he chooses the chibi life. It makes me so happy. I knew I loved him for a reason, and it's because he's embraced the chibi life. Give this man a break. Ooh, maybe don't throw Felix though. Maybe. Got some side eye happening. It's not. He's got some experience, which is probably a good thing. It's good to know what you're up against. Used to, I don't know. I don't know if I just that she's not part of Foog anymore. I just think that she's part of a different part of Foog than the people that she was up against before. Foog isn't very good at being like a collective effort. They're a bunch of people who do their own thing and have like a basic direction. Like they don't like jihad, and that's the only thing that unites them, and they all have their own idea of how they should be dealing with that. There's the ones that are on the side of VOA and the ones that aren't, and then there's like whatever Karaka is doing, whatever his deal is, and there's these shadow creatures, and Rachel also has her own thing I feel like that she's doing. I feel like Foog is just fractured in general. Is she not part of Foog anymore, or is she just doing her own thing within a specific subset of Foog? I don't know. I'm gonna find out. Probably best to not say that you're a member of Foog though. I guess it depends on the crowd, but I think in general it's better to not associate yourself with Foog. Way to avoid the questions. Rachel, I don't want to start off with a game. We're already here for a tournament. I don't want a creepy phone telling me about a game. I feel like this isn't gonna go well. I would like to elect not to, even though I know that's probably not an option. Okay. 4:30, last train arrived. I feel like there's gonna be some kind of puzzle. That's why I'm trying to remember information. Simple. When are the games ever simple? True, there are a bunch waiting outside. See, that's why I was like, I feel like we're still gonna have to deal with the people who don't have tickets yet outside the rooms. I just feel like that's not gonna be something that isn't utilized. If only to weed people out before the tournament starts. There's a lot of people here, and I feel like the easiest way to thin the crowd is to just have them fight each other. The last 7, well, that seems a little simple. There are only gonna be 7 at the end. Oh no. Okay, so they can at least get on the train. It's the you get to decide part that I'm like, they're gonna fight it out. I don't believe for a second that this is gonna come down to a sit down where they all lay out all their strengths and they pick the best candidates and it's very diplomat. No, it's gonna be a bloodbath. The last person standing wins. There might not even be 7. May participate. Why? For the funsies? Dear, I would just not take part. Honestly, I would stay in my room, I'd stay cooped up, and I would just be like, I don't know though. I guess if I was like who I am at this particular moment, I'd be like, there's no way I'm surviving that kind of confrontation. So I'm just gonna coop up in my room and be glad that I have survived this long. But if I was like Bomb, maybe I would try to intervene so that it wouldn't be a huge bloodbath, or at least be able to choose who was gonna be on the train so that you could have allies of some sort. I don't know. I feel like some of them are just gonna go out for the fight. There are, but also I feel like it's just gonna be a fight. Yeah. It's like, of course they choose to fight. I'm like, yeah, because you're telling a bunch of people who are already of the mindset that they're going to like gang up and attack people who have tickets. And all the people who have tickets have probably taken those tickets through force. And you're going to tell that group of people to fight over some boarding passes, or at least only 7 of them can get a boarding pass. Of course they're going to fight about it. I like that these 2 are just sitting on a bench on the sidelines, but I also get that there's a huge group of them too, right? That it does have this feeling of, before I was like, it feels like there's already this tension in this room while they're just like, waiting around. And the only reason they're not fighting each other is probably because they're waiting for someone with a ticket. But there's probably also some kind of fighting happening anyway, because you're trying to get rid of the competition. You lock a bunch of people in the room who know that there's a limit to who has access to a certain resource, and they're probably gonna fight about it. That's what I said before. I'm like, maybe you can manipulate it so that you know who can be on your team once you actually get on the train. Are they gonna leave the room? I don't know. I don't know if that's how they're gonna do this. He didn't really find him. He kind of just wandered in, and Bomb was like, you're now on my team. Is idol person gonna join the fray? Or just watching through screen? She knows all. At this point, I'm just like, she just has that ability. She sees all. Yep. See, that's what I said. I was like, it seems like a good way to thin the numbers. I love the close-up on the side. We have these moments where it'll have a close-up on her side, her eye that has the eye patch on it. It's a really interesting dynamic. Not only to have someone who has very mysterious loyalties. We don't really know which side Hwaran is on, right? She flip-flops and goes her own way, and you see her having these plans that are like years in the making, and we're just seeing like part of the dominoes falling, but we're not seeing like the full picture of it. And to have that character have one eye covered at all times means that you literally have this like two-facedness to her all the time. There is a part of her that is shielded from us at all times. And when you have these moments where it has a close-up on her eye patch, it just has so much more mystery behind like, what does that mean? So if Fu really wants something from the train, she knows more than she's saying in this moment, which obviously she's given her character, but there's significance to that. It's just such a good marker in the character design, and not just because it means that she's seen a lot of stuff, she's been through a lot of stuff, because usually an eye patch is a marker of some kind of injury, so it means that she's already done a bunch of stuff and been through a bunch of hardship to get to where she is. But again, it has this literal two faces to her at all times. Don't just call it that thing, give me context. Don't just anyway me as we move on. I don't have questions. Of course they are. Fu is part of everything at this point. Corruption, we don't know her. She's never been part of this. Definitely wasn't part of the workshop battles. I guess they didn't see it though, because it didn't end up airing on TV, that part, because it got blocked. But come on, this is the tower. You've gotten this far and you're not just expecting corruption, because I do. Erase someone from the world, that seems ominous. I like how she's just, you'll probably all die anyway. Sounds fun. It's just a game. I do like that Bodo's just, who are we fighting? After that, you'll probably all die. He's just like, okay, who are we fighting? Idol person, definitely important. Love the casual vibe. Definitely aesthetic. I like all the stars that are like sparkle. I don't know if that'll work though. Maybe she's a celebrity. Maybe align themselves with someone who has power and pull so that you don't have to fight. So even stars in her eyes. Fighting, getting tickets, like you do when you're an idol and you have some off time. I feel like the blue hair is a tell. Whenever I see someone with a light blue hair, I'm like, are you a coon? That is not what I thought he would look like. Why does he look like a relative of mine? Like the light brown hair, the blue eyes, the freckles. I'm like, is he 6 foot? Because he might be one of the people who are in my family. Maybe not with that intense of tattoos. Yeah, because I don't have any family that have sleeves of tattoos. They just have certain tattoos. A lot of them are like Celtic. That's my family. They all have signs of their different clans and stuff. Daniel? Okay, no, we had this whole intimidating thing with this person in the hood, glowing eyes, munching on a snack, super powerful. He looks like this and his name is Daniel. I am significantly less intimidated. I probably shouldn't be, because he's shown that he is very powerful, but Daniel, is he a member of my family? Because that's the kind of name that my family would give someone. Actually, no, that's not true. We don't have any Daniels in my family, and my family recycles names because that's what people of British heritage do. Why come up with a new name when you can just use the same name generation after generation? And we don't have any Daniels, so I can't see why we'd name anyone that. Like we're just having a pleasant little chat, like just a little get to know ya. Like everyone's just, oh, I guess it has a name. Illusion skill. That's cool. I want to see more. His powers seem cool. Interesting. It's just, you can find him later though. Just having a pleasant chat. Back and forth. I know it's supposed to be, I can't go over the fact that he just looks like some guy and his name is Daniel. I'm sorry. Out of all the cool names in the series, like we already have like a Dan. That doesn't intimidate me. Daniel, that's his name. Come on. I can't believe they're just gonna leave me in suspense again about the whole Rachel thing. Bum knows she's there now. He knows. They're trying to be all hush about it and not let other people fully know what's going on, but he knows. He knows that it was saying, oh, the last people have arrived. Or they've arrived, that he had that look on his face. He knows that Rachel's here somewhere. And honestly, the fact that he hasn't just decided to run off and go find her says a lot about where he is, like his headspace, because if you had told him in season 1, at any point, Rachel's over there, he would have been like off, like a shot. Like he wouldn't have even hesitated. He would have been gone before you even finish your sentence. And then in this part, saying, oh, knowing that Rachel's there, and he's just staying put, sticking to the plan, because he really doesn't know what to do when he's gonna see her. I don't even know what he's gonna do. I honestly don't. I think it's gonna hurt him in some way, because just interacting with her is gonna bring up a lot of trauma for him and things that he's gonna have to face, but I really don't know what's gonna happen. Is he gonna be mad? Is he gonna be sad? Is he just gonna be like in shock? Is she gonna try and manipulate him, or is she gonna play good cop, or is she just gonna lean into her villain arc? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with her, but it makes me so stressed to know that it's coming. But I can't get over the Daniel of it all. He literally looks like he is a relative of mine, and his name is just Daniel. And I even went back and I was like, okay, what's his family name? And I'm like, I don't know that name either. So maybe it's not a family that I know of. He seems to know who the Coons are, which I feel like a lot of people probably do, but he seems pretty strong. He's got the tattoos. which makes me think again of Uruk. Like I was like, that's like the first person that comes to mind with the really intense tattoos. I'm assuming he's got some other stuff going on. He doesn't look like a Pokemon trainer like Uruk does though. So that does downgrade him for me. And I know that he has to be super powerful because he like had all those other people that he killed in the train, or at least defeated to get their tickets, or maybe just for the fun of it. I don't know. I know that he's supposed to be scary and I know that he's strong, but I can't get over the fact that he looks like that and his name is Daniel. It doesn't strike fear in me, and maybe that's the point. It's like when people talk about Bama, they overlook him because he looks very innocent and he looks very childlike and unassuming, and then they see him fight and they're like, oh no, he's gonna be somebody that we need to keep an eye on. So maybe it's a similar thing. I don't know. But we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with all of this and with this idol girl and also the Rachel of it all that I'm still stressed about. But we're gonna wait and see. And I don't know, I feel like not a lot of people are gonna make it onto this train, which is apparently the point. They're trying to weed people out, but I feel like getting them all to fight each other is both efficient and brutal. But I hope you enjoyed reading that along with me. You can click this place to go and see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to me next time I post a Tower of God video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!